fucking thing. Ah! Ha ha ha. Alright, you can hear me. Switching over now. Okay, quick freeze, but it's working. Hi. Here's something that I'm doing that's a little bit different from what I normally do. I am reacting to something. And it's going to be Pokemon, because I want to see if they're going to do anything different with the newest ones that came out. I haven't played them yet, but I know that there's been a lot of controversy around this latest Pokemon because they axed a whole bunch of Pokemon, and like the visuals weren't very good and everything. So I wonder if they're going to do something about all this. I'm sure they're going to announce something, but it's, what is that going to be? You know, is it just going to be like, hey, here's another place you can fight at and do Pokemon battles, which no one will care about? Or is it going to be like, hey, we're going to add Pokemon back, which everyone will care about? So, getting ready to see that. It's going to start in about 10 minutes, I think. My phone thinks I'm talking to it. I'm not. I got it set up here so far. The stream is actually deciding to work today, so that's fun. I'm glad for that. In the meantime, I guess all we need to really think about and talk about is, how are the sound levels? I'm pretty sure you can hear me because there's nothing else playing. It's very quiet. Maybe I should add music whenever I do something like this. Yeah, let's just... Yeah, that's fine. I wonder if I can play this thing like on a loop. There we go, loop. That should work. Okay, so Pokemon. What am I hoping for? Like I said, I'm hoping for some sort of announcement that's going to make everyone happy, because I know that right now everyone's not too happy with it, although there are a few people saying that, you know, they're having a lot of fun with Pokemon and raising them and all that. Some people aren't happy with the curry stuff. Some people aren't happy with the restrictions that the open world part of the game puts on you. We'll see. I wonder if they're going to talk at all about Pokemon Go, because that's still going on strong. And I also wonder if they're going to announce any new games. Specifically, since it was such a success, I wonder if they're going to do something with the Let's Go series, as it were. You know, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Because they did that in the remakes of the original Gen 1 Pokemon games, which is the second time they've remade them now. And it did well. People didn't really take it seriously, but it did sell well. So I wonder if they're going to do that again. Maybe go with Gen 2, which... I don't know which Pokemon they would go with that. Let's go... Cyndaquil? I don't know. The Pokemon... Gen 2 Pokemon aren't as well known as Gen 1. And then it gets even less and less as you go on through the generations. I have no idea. So we'll have to see. But it might be interesting. And another thing also is, are they going to announce maybe some other kind of spin-off? Is it possible that maybe we finally get that sequel to Pokemon Snap? Could that happen? Is it possible that we get some other thing, like a puzzle game or like a spin-off? Is it possible that they announce an upgrade to the recent games? You know, Sword and Shield. They add freaking pole fighting. I don't know. Halberd. Pokemon Halberd. And that's like the third one, because they haven't really been doing that. I mean, they kind of did with Sun and Moon, with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But like X and Y, we never got a Z. Black and White never got a gray or a platinum or something like that. Platinum actually did happen, but it was for another game. I don't know. You know, maybe they're finally gonna do that, and they're like, and then with this entry, we're going to add all of the Pokemon back in. You know, that's the other thing. They might add new features to the new game, or they may gate them away in a new updated version. You know, like they previously did. Could really go either way. We're gonna find out in about 5 minutes now. Still live, still waiting for it. Got about 4 minutes now? Yeah. So I'm not really expecting like a whole lot of new games, like full titles. I think it's going to be a lot of updates, but I just wonder how they're going to put that into the games, how they're going to implement them, rather. Is it going to be a fresh game? You know, I mean, if they do that, then I expect that might be the only title that they announce, except for maybe something small. You know, maybe another thing I didn't bring up. Maybe they'll put another entry out in the Pokemon Rumble series. That seems to do well enough. You know, they can announce something like that. The number one thing I'm expecting though is features for Sword and Shield, and I really wonder how substantial they're going to be. And if they're going to give people what they want, which is bring back the Pokemon and make the game look better. So yeah, we're just a few minutes away from it. Should be a good time. It's weird, I've never done something like this before, and I'm kind of flailing. This is cool. Originally, I thought this was going to be at 6, not 6:30, but oh well. If anyone's watching this, or you're seeing this later when I put it up on YouTube, be sure to let me know in the chat section, on this the comment section, if you like or what you think of what's going to be announced right now. Right now, I don't know, obviously, but be sure, just a reminder, let me know in the comments. Let's get a discussion going about what was announced here, when it's announced in 2.5 minutes or 1 minute, whatever. I do have the chat up in case anyone wants to say anything before we get started. Let me know. Go. I'll be switching over to a full screen of the presentation when it's time. So don't worry, you won't be looking at my face the whole presentation. I know what's the main attraction here. Should be right about now. Oh.
today's broadcast, I'd like to touch on two topics. Let's get started with the first topic. Have a look at the following footage.
2006. Two titles. What came out in 2006? What the hell is this? Whoa. I dig the art style. I have turned into a Pikachu. What?
Pokémon Mystery Dungeon. Rescue Team DX.
What the hell? Why? I remember this game, but I don't remember anyone else actually playing it. Why? Oh well, screw it. You know what? That was another thing I didn't mention. I wonder if they're going to announce another remake of one of the other games. Like Gen 4 or something. I don't think they've done Gen 4 yet, but...
Pokémon Mystery Dungeon. Rescue Team
okay.
DX.
I never played that.
It's been about 15 years since Pokémon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team, and Blue Rescue Team were released for the Nintendo DS and Game Boy Advance systems in Japan. But now they will gain a new life as a Nintendo Switch title. Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX will be released March 6, 2020.
Wow, that's pretty soon.
What's more, we'll release
and they had a
demo
blue and a red
on
version.
Nintendo eShop, available later today.
Is it just one game now?
You'll be able to carry over your save data to the full version of the game once purchased, so please take this opportunity to get a sample of the fun. Now, for the other topic, I think we'll ask Game Freak to share it with you. Mr. Masuda, Mr. Omori, it's all yours.
Here's the part where they talk
Hello,
about
everyone.
Pokemon
I'm
Sword and
Masuda
Shield, I
from
bet.
Game Freak.
Hello, and I'm Amori, also from Game Freak.
We hope everyone has been finding something to enjoy in the latest entries to the Pokémon series, Pokémon Sword and Pokémon Shield, since their release last November.
I mean,
Our goal
kind
is
of.
always to deliver lively new adventures that delight Pokémon trainers around the world.
We did our best to fill these titles with fun activities so that our players could have a fulfilling experience. And the Galar region is a vast one. We suspect you've had many new discoveries and fun encounters along your adventure. We've been thinking about how much we'd like it if everyone's Pokemon adventures could go on even longer, with more to dig into and new discoveries to explore. We've been working on plans for some time, in fact. This is why we at Game Freak are now developing the Pokémon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokémon Shield Expansion Pass. Downloadable expansions for the Pokémon Sword and Pokémon Shield games that will be available for purchase from Nintendo eShop.
Until now, we've sometimes released new titles set in the same region as previous games, such as Pokémon Platinum version or Pokémon Ultra Sun and Pokémon Ultra Moon. This expansion pass will be different from those games. You'll be able to set out on new adventures using the save data you're already playing with.
So they're finally gonna
We're in the thick of development now.
join
We've
this
prepared
generation
some
and
footage
use
for you, so you'll be
DLC.
able to at least get a feeling for what new experiences await you. Please have a look.
Nope. Okay. Hang on, I'll be right back. I should really improve the lighting in here. It's better. Put back in Pokemon. Is it new trainer customization options, I guess? But they're so freaking early that they literally only have drawings. Pokemon fighting. Maybe some new Pokemon. The Isle of Armor. So a new place to explore. Oh, yet another one. Like some ancient ruins in a cold area. Okay, this is like an evil Moltres. Evil Articuno, evil Zapdos, except red. Crown Tundra. Part 1 and Part 2. There's a lot of FMV videos in this. New fighting type Pokemon. By the way, this looks way better than the game.
What did you think of this first look? The Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and the Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass will be composed of the Isle of Armor, planned to be released June 2020, and the Crown
That's kind of a
Tundra,
ways.
planned to be released in fall 2020. If you buy the Pokemon Sword or Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass, you'll be able to enjoy both as they're released. Each part offers a different adventure, where you'll be able to visit unseen areas of the Galar region and meet new people and Pokemon that live there. There are 2 versions of the Expansion Pass, one for Pokemon Sword and one for Pokemon Shield. Different Pokemon will appear in the different versions, and you'll also run into some different people and places. We're hoping players can continue with the classic Pokemon experience of trading with one another and working together.
Now, without further ado, let's have the director himself present more information on the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. Mr. Tani?
Okay.
Hello, I'm Tani from Game Freak. I'm working as the director for the Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass. The Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra are in development as we speak. So today, we'd like to show off some designs and concept art to help introduce you to these new areas.
I just realized that the logos for each of the expansion packs are the
First,
Pokemon that
let
we
us
just saw in
introduce the Isle of
that
Armor, which
cutscene.
focuses on the theme of growth. Take a look.
So they're probably going to have each of those Pokemon be
The next
specific to
destination in
each
your
of the
adventure is a
expansion
giant
passes.
island off the shores of the Galar region known as the Isle of Armor. This island is full of beautiful nature. You'll find beaches, bogs, forests, caves, and dunes. And of course, you'll find Pokemon that you couldn't previously find in Galar dwelling there too. There's a dojo for Pokemon battles on this island. and you'll take up an apprenticeship under the Pokémon trainer who runs it. This is Mustard, who will become your mentor. He's also the mentor of Champion Leon, who you probably know quite well. In fact, Mustard has occupied the seat of champion himself in the past. You'll also encounter new rivals among your fellow apprentices. When playing with the Pokémon Sword Expansion Pass, you'll be training with Clara, who is a Poison-type user. When playing with the Pokémon Shield Expansion Pass, you will be training with Avery, who is a Psychic-type user. They're both training hard so they can
so if you're in Shield, get fucked. Got it.
Next, we'd like to introduce the legendary Pokémon that will be central to the story. Kubfu. It's a fighting-type Pokémon that strives to become stronger with single-minded dedication. As you progress through your training, Mustard will entrust you with this Pokémon. Once you complete your training together with Kubfu, it will be able to evolve into Urshifu. Urshifu is a Pokémon with two distinct styles. There is Single Strike style, a fighting and dark type style that delivers a single strike at blinding speed. There is also Rapid Strike style, a fighting and water type style that focuses on unleashing a torrent of rapid strikes. What's more,
I bet you have to do something special in order to evolve it into one of those different
each style
variations.
will have a different appearance,
That's kind of cool.
as well as a different G-Max move. You'll be able to evolve your Kubfu into an Urshifu in one of these two styles, Single Strike style or Rapid Strike style, during your adventure. Urshifu is a powerful Pokémon with a brand new ability, and it also has a new move for each of its two styles. Once you've completed your training, bring it with you for some online battles or official competitions. We also want to talk about Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Inteleon, final evolutions of the first three Pokémon you team up with in the Galar region. During your adventure in the Isle of Armor, these special partners in your teams will be able to Gigantamax. You can look forward to seeing their new forms and new G-Max moves. And as you can see here, we've got even more in the works to make sure your journey is as smooth and fun as possible. There are new fashion items, and you'll even be able to obtain new looks for your bike.
I already figured that part out.
We hope you'll look forward to the new experiences coming in the Isle of Armor.
Next, I'd like to discuss the Crown Tundra, the second area, which has a theme of exploration. I'm going to show you the information we have at the moment.
This expansion is set in the snow-swept realm of the Crown Tundra. Take a look for yourself at the beautiful scenery of this shining, silvery landscape. As it turns out, the Isle of Armor isn't the only uncharted area waiting for you all in the Galar region. In this frigid area,
kind of cool, this area, but it doesn't really seem like an
mountains,
island.
People live in small communities that support and rely on each other. Much like on the Isle of Armor, you'll be able to find Pokémon that didn't appear in the Galar region before. Fitting right in with this area's theme of exploration, there will be plenty for you to uncover. You might find a strange temple where you least expect it, or maybe spy a mysterious giant tree growing in a place it doesn't seem to belong. A certain person will appoint you as the leader of their exploration team in the Crown Tundra. You can gear up for adventure, and then head out to explore blizzard-swept fields, and even deep inside Pokémon dens, which you could only previously get a glimpse of during max raid battles. Next, we'd like to introduce Calyrex, the legendary Pokémon you'll discover during your adventure. Legends say this Pokémon once ruled over a part of Galar that included the Crown Tundra. It's characterized by its graceful, regal movements.
And grass. Yeah,
Get
that
ready
makes
to
sense.
experience a never-before-told story about the mysteries of Calyrex. The Crown Tundra will have a new form of co-op play as well. This will allow you and friends to enter and explore Pokémon dens that exist underground in the Crown Tundra. Deep inside the dens, you may see legendary Pokémon from past games Dynamaxing before your eyes. You'll be able to meet and make allies of all kinds of legendary Pokémon during your adventure.
So it's just like a free-for-all?
Including ones you'll be able to catch through this co-op play. It also appears that some brand new legendary Pokémon are also waiting to be found somewhere in this land. And combined with the Isle of Armor, dozens of new clothing items will be added. Plus, there will be new battles waiting for you to challenge once you complete your entire game, including the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. We can't go into the details of everything, but we're working on planning and developing new ways to enjoy Pokémon even as we speak. The Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra areas themselves are actually two key examples of the things we're working on. Both areas are in fact seamless maps, much like the wild area you can already experience in the Galar region, where players are able to move around freely and control the camera. Of course, you'll be able to connect with other trainers and play with them too. There will be Pokémon dens as well, and you'll be able to engage in max raid battles against Pokémon that haven't previously appeared in the Galar region. There's more to see and do on the Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra than there was even in the wild area.
Okay, so it seems like they're adding more content to the game, which I figured, and they're adding in a few new Pokemon, but they're not focusing on that. So right now it just seems like here's just some more of what we're doing.
We at Game Freak are all working hard to bring you new content, so you can spend more time having fun in the Galar region. We hope you're as excited as we are for what's to come.
Is that it, or is there one more thing?
Thank you, Mr. Tani. On the Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra, you'll see some familiar Pokemon that didn't appear in the Galar region before. There will be more than 200 Pokemon species that appear in these areas, and you can add to your team, including the legendary Pokemon mentioned before.
Wow, okay, so it's substantial.
Additionally, we'll be distributing free updates for Pokémon Sword and Pokémon Shield that will coincide with the releases of the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. These updates will allow people who don't have the Pokémon Sword and Pokémon Shield expansion pass to obtain the Pokémon that appear on the Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra through other means, such as trading. Players will also be able to bring over Pokémon to their game from the cloud service Pokémon Home, as long as the Pokémon appear in the Pokémon Sword and Pokémon Shield expansion packs.
There you go. That's what I was waiting for, something like that.
Pokémon Home is planned to launch in February 2020. We intend to release
Pokemon Home is like
more
updated
details
Pokemon
before
Bank.
then, so please wait just a little bit longer.
Finally, we have some more news for our Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield players. Starting today, it seems like you're more likely to run into Gigantamax Colossal, Gigantamax Lapras, and Gigantamax Flapple or Gigantamax Appleton in max raid battles in the wild area. Face these powerful Pokemon with your friends. There will also be a software update going live available later today. Once you've received the update, head to Wedgehurst Station. In Pokemon Sword, you'll encounter Clara, while in Pokemon Shield, you'll run into Avery. You'll also encounter a Galarian Slowpoke that's wandered in from the Isle of Armor. You can try to catch it and add it to your team. Galarian Slowpoke can evolve into Galarian Slowbro if you use an item that can be found on the Isle of Armor, or into Galarian Slowking if you use an item that can be found in the Crown Tundra. Don't forget to check it out.
Slowpoke has some sort of like weird design on his head.
What did you think?
I like that.
Today, we've finally been able to show you some of what we at Game Freak are hoping to achieve going forward. We hope we've been able to get you excited for the continuing adventures waiting for you in the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. Each part offers a different adventure. We'll do our best to fill it to the brim with adventures like you've never experienced before.
Whether you're just starting with Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, or you've done everything there is to do, we'll do our best to develop something that everyone can enjoy.
Okay, so
Stay tuned for more updates in the future.
They kind of
My thanks to everyone
did
from
some
Game
baby
Freak.
steps towards what everyone wants, but they
Pokemon
kind of
Sword
focus more on
Expansion
the
Pass
content
and
that
Pokemon
they're
Shield
going to be
Expansion
releasing.
Pass, which contains both the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, will be available for pre-purchase on Nintendo eShop later today.
$30. That's okay.
You'll also be able to access
It's
Nintendo
okay.
eShop directly from the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield menu once you install the latest update for your game. As a special purchase bonus, we've also prepared some clothing items that can be used starting today. Pokemon will continue to try new things in 2020 to bring fun and joy to people around the world. Thank you for tuning in.
Okay, so that was decent. You know, a lot of new content is coming. It's not super amazing, and it wasn't exactly what I think people were asking for. Nothing was said about the graphics. Nothing was said about the restrictions that are on the games in terms of the wild area. But they're adding in Pokemon, and a good amount of them. 200 is nothing to shake a stick at. That's not bad. That's not all of them, I'm aware, but that's not bad. Okay, that was fine. That was decent. I think that was okay. I think they're listening to people. I think if they decide to continue improving the game, maybe they'll end up adding in the remaining Pokemon that are left over. You know, if they end up going, well, you know, this expansion pass went well, we should do a second season of it, and we'll make another area and we'll add even more Pokemon to it. It's better than having to pay for like an updated version of the game, which they even showed off and said we're not doing that anymore. We're doing the DLC route, and I think that's fine. I think that's good. It's okay. I think it's fine. I think if anything, it's a step in the right direction. Okay. Yeah. So let's switch back for a little bit. Okay, so I knew that was going to be pretty short, and I knew that there'd be something else I'd want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and put in a break, and I'm going to set the stream up to play some Street Fighter V, because that has everything to do with Pokemon. I'll be back in maybe 5 minutes. I don't know. Just however long it takes me to set it up. BRB.